Welcome to the world of tomorrow!
Why do you always have to say it that way?
Welcome to I'm Your Target Demographic, and today we're looking at the show Futurama. What is it, and why do people like it? This is meant for people with zero knowledge on Futurama, but hopefully people that are already fans can appreciate this as well. You probably have a basic knowledge of the television show The Simpsons. As of this writing, it's been on for 28 seasons. Because of its massive success, Simpsons creator Matt Groening was asked to create a second series, something like The Simpsons, but different enough to potentially draw in new people.
The great thing about Futurama, I think, is that if you love science fiction, this is going to be heaven, because this has a lot of science fiction elements in it.
The tricky thing is that with The Simpsons, the network had little to no input. The show was started so long ago that the writers really have the ability to cover anything they want, as long as the show is successful. As Futurama was being developed, this wasn't the case with this show, so the network wanted more input into what sort of content the show delivered. Groening knew the key to success though, so he fought adamantly to keep the controversial bits. To tackle science fiction but make it relatable, the main character was a pizza delivery guy named Philip J. Fry, who was accidentally frozen on New Year's Eve when it comes to the year 2000, but he remains frozen until the year 3000, with everyone he knows now dead. He finds his only relative, his nephew, Professor Farnsworth, who owns a delivery company of his own, so Fry fits right in. He makes friends with the crew, most notably his on-again, off-again romance, the Cyclops Leela. There's also a rude and boisterous robot named Bender, a doctor named Zoidberg, a spoiled rich intern named Amy, and the Jamaican accountant Hermes. Together, this crew engages in all sorts of shenanigans involving different planets, time travel, cloning, all sorts of science fiction tropes. Each episode tends to be fairly standalone, intended to be watched out of order, but there are a few larger arcs that occasionally become relevant. Most of these major characters have individual voice actors, except for the voice actor Billy West, who does Philip, Professor Farnsworth, and Dr. Zoidberg, as well as plenty of other extras.
Man, all this constant exposure to radiation is making me thirsty.
Good news, everyone! Bad news. I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Young lady, bring me a sandwich from the dumpster and leave the maggots on it.
Most of the voice actors do side and supporting characters' voices as well, except for Katie Sagal, who only voices Leela. In terms of topics, the show was sometimes a little edgy, hence why Fox was a little concerned. Bender the robot was constantly smoking and drinking, there were sometimes malformed mutants that were fairly disgusting, and plenty of promiscuity and sex jokes. These things aren't that over the top, but it was a concern for a cartoon on a primetime network. If you're thinking that the show is crude or meant to be offensive, something like Family Guy or South Park, it's not the same at all. Futurama has likely one of the most educated team of writing staffs ever assembled. At one point, their writing team had a combined 3 PhDs, 7 masters, and had spent over 50 years together attending Harvard. It's smart writing. Every episode is satire of some facet of science fiction, amplifying and predicting where our world is headed. Some folks have the two extremes in their minds, that a cartoon for adults will either be silly and stupid or offensive and gross. This one is at the sweet spot of witty and smart.
An alien saucer has been detected en route to Earth.
We now go live to the White House lawn, where such things usually land.
Futurama ran for 4 seasons but was cancelled by Fox. Groening has said on multiple occasions that the Fox executives weren't fans of the show, combined with the somewhat low ratings. Cartoon Network got the rights to rerun episodes, which helped to spread the show to new fans. Eventually, Comedy Central got the rights to the show and created 4 straight-to-DVD movies, which reinvigorated interest and got Comedy Central to create a few more seasons of new episodes, all with the voice talent returning. This turbulent series of continuations and cancellations has been rough on the writers, with 4 episodes throughout the series being written under the pretense that it was a series finale. Even now, the current series finale is only the series finale until the show finds new life somewhere else. If you spend much time on the internet, you've likely seen that Futurama has been the starting point for many popular memes, including Fry's "Not Sure F" meme and his "Shut Up and Take My Money" meme. Professor Farnsworth, "I don't want to live on this planet anymore," is a perfect response for something idiotic or embarrassing. If you're a fan of Futurama, I want you to sound off in the comments about why you like it. If you're not a fan yet, hopefully this video convinced you to check out at least an episode or two. It's currently streaming in most countries on Netflix. Thanks for watching.
All right, so the machine produces a few toxic byproducts. You don't have to make a federal case out of it.